Hello guys, welcome to the next Banter Blitz. It's very nice to see you again. So let's play some chess, let's play some Blitz, and also probably learn something new. Let me see what we have in the sense of challenges. Well, there are some, not so many. Gonna look at somebody I've never ever played before. Feels like each and every one played at least one game against me, but here we go. Here is one guy from United Kingdom, so I'm going to accept the challenge immediately because it feels like everybody else has already played against me at least once. So let's play. Stream is super, says Graf von Palin. That's fantastic. Thank you. Okay, what do we have here? Undermining d5. Okay, so black gives me a chance to occupy the center. That's cool. Let's do it. I mean, why not? Bishop g4. Okay, let's keep on developing the pieces. g6, and now can I just sacrifice that pawn on d4? I'm just curious. I mean, h3 most likely forces the bishop to take. Queen takes, queen d4, bishop b3 attacking the queen. I'll definitely have some initiative, probably. Let's try it. I mean, not sure if it is completely correct, but I think I should have some play. Okay, black decided not to take. That's interesting. Now I can play d5 if I want. I can also consider e5 briefly, because b7 will be hanging. That's kind of interesting way to grab additional space. So e5, queen d4, bishop b3, queen b4, queen takes b7. Okay, the rook is not hanging there. That's the problem. Maybe then just bishop b3. What about this? I mean, if bishop d4, I can castle. Now bishop e3 takes on e3. I have some tempi. Bishop d4. Okay, let's castle. So now that's interesting because even f takes e3 could make some sense, because I open up the f file. But I don't see a clear follow-up there, so there may be just a weakening of pawn structure. So let's take on e3 with the queen to have a possibility to jump to h6, for instance. Maybe even right now. Okay, I don't see any reason why not to do that. So queen h6, the idea of queen g7, at least forcing the rook to f8, then at least taking the pawn on h7, regaining the material. Long term, I have the bishop against the knight, which is also quite pleasant since we have pawns on both flanks and position is not that closed. So let's see. Lali says maybe pushing Harrison can be nice. Yeah, at some point. For now, I'm not really happy with that plan because it weakens g4. But after queen g7, let's say forcing the rook, finally forcing it to f8, preventing castling. Maybe this h4, h5 may be quite good. Don't know. Let's start first with this move, because again, I don't see a reason why not. Taking on h7 will be too slow. I guess knight f6 may follow after that. It's also completely okay for white, so I can retreat to h4 with the queen. Yeah, I'll be probably slightly better, but then queen e6 comes, so black is somehow centralizing his pieces. Maybe it's interesting for me to wait a bit and just to start with this move. So I'm just trying to complete a development. I have this bishop g4 if I need at some point. If knight goes to f6 right now, I can play e5, attacking the knight. All right, c6, obviously preparing queen c7 and castling, but this also weakens d6 square, but I cannot really use d6 for now. Maybe it's the right moment to capture the pawn. I have an interesting idea behind. So if, let's say, queen c7, I have this move, queen h4, targeting e7. So if castles, I may consider taking on e7. But then there will be like queen f4 check, so maybe I cannot really take it. Okay. At very least, this knight on b6 is quite passive. So I'm pretty happy with that. Even if I don't have anything decisive here, I will something like, I don't know, maybe f4, e5. Next sensible moves for white. Yeah, if I take on e7, I think queen f4 check, then capturing on f2, maybe not very pleasant for white. My queen is a bit stuck there on e7. Yeah, I'm not sure it is a good idea, so I'm going to play f4. Preparing queen to f2, if my queen is under attack. Otherwise, I'm going to grab more space with the e5. All right, black decided to play e5 himself. Not sure it is a good idea because I have this f5. So if takes on f5, I recapture and I have outside passer, which is quite annoying for the knight, usually. All right, knight d5. So takes, king goes to b1, creating a threat of rook to c1. Isn't it nasty, at least? Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. On the other hand, I don't want to actually play against such a knight on d5, so let's take it and go away. So d5 is under attack. And rook c1, maybe or maybe not, dangerous for black. Let's see. Let's see. So only 1 minute on the clock. That's a bit annoying. Alright, so what about rook c1 now? What about b4 even? I don't see why it should be bad. And rook takes c5 with check. That's the point. So I'm in time to protect b4. So just doing this. There is no queen b4, which means for now I'm just a minor piece up. Right? But there are some tricks, obviously. Have to be very careful. That's interesting. So if rook d4, which I think is the only move, I'll play queen e7, attacking the rook. The rook takes b4. I don't think it's anything serious. Okay, what to do now then? Just rook to d1. Again, not sure if it was the best move. Okay, I wanted to put my queen here. And I don't think rook b4 is anything, so I just takes. My rook is protected. I can put my king on c2. Rook is still hanging there on f8. What is the next check? Queen a4. I can take on d2. Now there should be no perpetual whatsoever. Now let's take here. And let's take here as well. Exploiting the weakness of the back rank. Now it's definitely lost for black. Okay, so queen c3, let's say. Check. Now it's over. Definitely. b7 is my next target, if nothing happens. All right, so that was an interesting game. Quite exciting, to be honest, but I guess everything actually finished when I played b4. After b4, it was absolutely winning. The only thing, maybe a rook d4 immediately, when the pawn was still on d3. This could have been interesting for black to try, so let me think here. Obviously, black could have played much better in the opening stage, no questions. But here's an interesting moment. So queen b6, I take on c5, king goes there, I play a3, d3, all right. Bishop here, maybe here rook d4 right now. Is there a difference? I mean, pawn on d3 controls this c2 square. Maybe it's something that matters. I don't think so, but let's check. So takes, if I take. By the way, I'm not forced to take, so king a1 was also possible, and this could have been even better, I think. But even this should be all right. I mean, I go here, so what? I have a threat of queen f8, but not only. Rook c8 is also a threat for now. Queen f4, just king d1. Queen a3. Whatever, so king here. Queen b2, let's say I just take. Yeah, everything is somehow under control, I guess. Maybe I'm blundering something right now, but feels like I'm okay. But even if this doesn't work, for instance, I can just move my king to a1, I suppose. So rook is still protected. Rook on f8 is still hanging. Rook on b4 is still hanging. Pawn on e5 is still hanging. No checks now. So if rook b1, I just take. Yeah. This should be definitely winning. So if rook goes away, let's say I just take the rook here. No check on b4 anymore. And queen a6 is not dangerous, king b2. Yeah, it's lost already. All right. Anyway, thanks for this game. Thanks for this game. That was interesting. Who's next? Do we have anybody else I've never ever played before? Yeah, here is VGM. WGM, sorry. Never ever played before, but this may be just beaten. I mean, my opponent has very high rating, and this may be a very, very hard game. But let's try, anyway. Of course, if my opponent is online. All right, Sicilian. Let's do something. Andrey, will you play Alexander Grishuk? Great question. Maybe one day, when he is very old and not against a game of chess against, a patzer, maybe that day I would try my chances. If you mean becoming Banter Blitz with Grishuk, then not sure. Absolutely. Unfortunately, except for making these 2 shows for Chess24 every week, I have no time for chess at all. Castles. Let's just develop the pieces the normal way. Knight there. 95 is probably the next move if I don't prevent it with the f4. Let's try f4. I know it's probably a bit over-ambitious, but I think it's just alright for white. What if I just put my queen on f3 now? active position. And what if I just put my rook on d1? It's not very good position for the rook in general. It's just a one move threat, not more than that. I don't like it. So rook belongs to e1 in general. But there is knight b4 at some point. Oh my god, I don't know. Maybe it's already not very consistent. Pieces placement. Okay, I don't see anyway a better move for now. So if knight b4, I just step back to b1 with the bishop, and my bishop doesn't damage my coordination. So yeah, obviously I could have placed my pieces much better than this. Okay, now that b4 may be annoying. Then I don't want to go away with the bishop to e2. So maybe it makes sense for me to play a3. Although I understand that it's not good. What happened? Rook a to c8. Okay, let's play king h1. Now let's play queen h3. So like creating some threats at least. What's going on, huh? To my voice, it's a bit bad tonight. Okay, it's a sort of first weekend or something. Will be tempting to try something like f5 at some point. The other interesting maneuver for me is knight e2, knight f3, maybe then knight g5 or something. Because knight on b3 is doing nothing at the moment. It would be very good to just improve it. Obviously, I don't want to put it on d4 because then I just exchange my attacking resources. Because if you want to attack, you need some pieces on the board, right? Okay, knight a5 is an interesting thing I've probably underestimated. But alright, what if I just take it? So after all, it weakens black's pawn structure a bit. Well, at least it should. Slightly, you know. b3 now. e4 is protected by the knight and the bishop. c4 is protected as well. At some point I may put my knight on a4 maybe. Should be not that bad, but black definitely has some play. Okay, another move I didn't see. So after I take on a4, black grabs my central pawn. Wow, this is very, very strong, in fact. This is very strong how black plays this game. Do I have some intermediate tricks like e5 now? d5, fe5, queen e5, let's say bishop d4. Is it something for me? Not necessarily. Queen goes to g5, so what's next? Nothing, actually. Bishop f6, bishop f6, bishop e4. No, shouldn't work. But maybe it's interesting. If I don't play e5, then ab3 is coming. If not a4, then I lose the central pawn. That's a bit annoying, but okay. What can I do? Have to accept that black probably outplayed me. Knight takes. Very ambitious. What to do now? I have no idea. f5 is too much. Maybe we should start with this move. pretending we have some threats. Actually, we don't, I believe. Yeah, black is doing well here. Queen c6. Basically increasing the pressure. Can I just put the rook here? G2 looks like protected. Maybe I'm blundering something already. F2 is also protected. Knight on E4 is under attack. Yeah, the knight is at least back to F6. Now what if I just go back with my knight, because on A4 it's absolutely stupid. Maybe now at some point knight E4 may be interesting, but now I'm going to put my bishop here. So if knight takes F4, I have queen H6. If queen goes away, I just exchange that bishop. Should be interesting. Let's go. Let's go for attack. Let's go for attack. Maybe it's just bluff. Not more than bluff. Wow. Black is playing very strong chess. But I can still play this. But I am definitely worse after that. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe it's a balanced position, but it will be very hard for me to play. Surely. Let's try to simplify a position a bit. Maybe it will help. 16 seconds only. That's probably over for me. It'll be very hard to play. But I think white should be better in this position. Having the bishop, 3 against 1 on, you know, the queen side. Having the bishop after all. I won on time, or what happened? Yeah, I won on time. Wow. That was super hard game. That was super hard game. However, I believe that somewhere around this moment, Black started playing not the best moves. So somewhere here, I think giving me a chance to exchange my light square bishop for that one was a mistake, because that guy on b7 is very strong. It's much stronger than my bishop at the moment. I was happy actually to get rid of that piece. Maybe knight h5 was sort of, you know, blunder. Maybe black underestimated this bishop e4 move. Because knight f4 is bad in view of queen h6 at least. Or maybe queen f3. So this is more or less forced. Black is still doing well here, I believe. But he needs a accurate move. Maybe knight f4 was possible, in fact. Maybe it was just a normal move. I thought I would have something like this, but e5. And I don't see, actually, what to do. Everything is somehow under control. Once again, maybe I'm blundering something simple here, but I really don't see how white is going to prove that. Missing pawn is somehow compensated. Question, was d5 instead of knight h5 something? Well, I don't think that black is ready to do something like that. So d5. But now, you know, looking at this position, I would say that maybe even this move deserved attention. So after c5, knight takes d5. Again, it's not so simple to evaluate this. But I think, again, I have this bishop e4. This should be a 9. We will maybe end up in a position where black will have isolated pawn. But there are also too many different tactical tricks. So maybe I'm just blundering something. All right, that was an interesting game. Thanks for that. Let's see, again, the third game against somebody I've never ever played before. Is there somebody? Yeah, Super Rico. Accept. So, draw was fair, says Kramnik student. Draw was fair. Maybe. Okay, Super Rico plays Sicilian as well. That's bad. Bishop c4 and a4. Castles. I never played you and never challenged. Kramnik student responds to challenge early with regret. Funny. I don't think it can be something that one would regret. I mean, not playing against me. It's not a big deal, in fact. b6 was played. Right, let's go f4. Let's go aggressive. Can I afford f5 now? So f5, e5, bishop somewhere, knight takes c4, knight goes to d5, bishop d5, but yeah, I can play this, I believe. Maybe it's not 100% correct, but it shouldn't be that bad. So that was my idea. Knight d5. Maybe I'm blundering something. But it looks great because I attack the queen, the bishop, the pawn, and if bishop takes, then bishop takes, winning the material. That's a typical trick. So yeah, black captures d4 but loses the control over d5. And now I can take on b6 with the bishop. It should be something really pleasant. Where the queen goes. To d7 most likely. Okay, maybe bishop b6 was not the most accurate move here. Can I play f6 now? So knight takes f6. Knight takes. Bishop takes. Rook takes, pawn takes. Now, for that, I need the bishop on the e3 or something. PT. Maybe just to move the bishop back to e3 then, because I create a sort of knight b6. And then maybe some ideas with f6 will be possible. Not very convincing, I know, but it's a tempo move, right? Knight b6 is threatening, bishop d5 is still bad because of bishop takes d5. Looks like I've just, won the pawn back. And came back with the bishop to a better position. Position on b6 is definitely nothing special. Okay, bishop d8. Just provoking me to play f6 now. So f6, knight takes, bishop takes, rook takes, pawn takes, bishop h6. I don't have a sort of a checkmate, that's the problem. If I put my queen on g4 now, then knight just goes back to f6 again. Nothing special. Maybe white has nothing special here, simply. So we should play something. Oh, 1 minute only on the clock. What the hell is going on? Oh, we are playing with the increment. I forgot. We have slightly different time control. That's the thing. Okay, let's play some positional chess. Or maybe it's anti-positional. A5. What the hell is going on? What am I doing? I don't quite understand what am I doing, huh? Yeah, I'm putting pawns on dark squares, and there is a big chance that I will have a dark squared bishop. Yeah, very smart. Very smart. A5 was terrible. At least I have a good queen on d5. Centralized, you know, controlling important squares, exerting some pressure on d6. Yeah, let's put the bishop on b6. Yeah, let's do it. At least closing the b file. Let's put the rook on d1, centralizing the pieces, and creating a little threat of queen e5. But my opponent, of course, noticed that. I want to keep my queen on the board for some time, just to see if I have anything connected with some tricks like this. This may backfire, of course, because black's queen is getting better and better, move after move. That's strange. A bit. I expected king h8, but maybe f6 is also just okay. White has nothing special here, except for, I don't know even what. So let's try to centralize the king and see what's going on there. Maybe sacrificing on d6. Maybe something. Can I do that? Let's just check. Most likely it's just very stupid, but who knows? So pawn is blockaded. It's good. Pawn on a6 is under pressure. It's amazing. And I have a couple of connected passers. That's also great. And black is somehow giving me, you know, a lot of material here. That's also something very pleasant. Going back, why not? Let's just go. Let's just go there. Yeah, black should lose it, I suppose. My pawn is very strong. And now it's becoming a queen. Just right now. Okay. Yeah, an interesting game as well. But I was very close to, you know, very close to misplaying it. Maybe I misplayed it. Fortunately, didn't make a critical mistake. Well, first of all, at the very end, when I sacrificed the exchange, well, it was not a sacrifice. It was just a bullshit. Here, I think king e7 was very strong. I don't see how white is going to prove he has a compensation after king e7. Because after rook e6 check, the only move that looks sensible here. King goes to d7. Rook has no moves after that. My bishop cannot move because a5 is hanging. My pawn cannot move to b4 because c3 is hanging. Black is just winning here, I believe. Black is just winning here. The next move, if nothing really works for black, but I believe black has a lot of interesting ideas here, the next move will be rook c6, just exchanging this rook, simplifying the position, and again, it should be technically winning position. So yeah, I definitely misplayed it. Rook d6 was very, very bad idea. I could have played something else. I could have played something like h3, maybe king e3, but black has active counterplay. It is based on g6. And I have nothing here, absolutely. And g6 may be very annoying. So if black plays g6 and, for instance, I capture, then black has, well, just very mobile pawns, I think. So f takes, pawn takes, then f5, e4, pawns start moving, this bishop is potentially very active, and so forth. So position is no longer that pleasant for white, for sure. But it felt like, you know, I was better at some point. So to this knight d5, is it really nothing for white? That's interesting. Yeah, knight d5 is forced, then queen goes to d8. Maybe here I missed something much more, like, promising. But if I take on b6 with the knight, okay, rook just goes away. I don't see anything anyway. If I play f6 right now, maybe f6 right now. Yeah, that was potentially a very interesting thing. So after f6, I mean, having the bishop on d8, sorry, queen on d8, I can take here. After queen e7, I can play this bishop to g5, winning the knight. Again, it's nothing special right now, but it may be annoying for black. On the other hand, even after something like d5, I don't see anything specific for white. So yeah, I can damage the pawn structure, but what is next? Nothing, probably. Okay, this deserves some additional analysis, but for now it feels like black was okay. All right, let's go back to normal order of challenges. Graf von Palen, accept. Do we play normal chess, by the way, or random? Feels like it's just a normal position, so. Let's try to provoke white for something unusual. For now, of course, it looks like very usual stuff. Just occupying the center, developing the pieces, and so on. Bishop e2. Very strange hybrid of King's Indian and Queen's Indian. Double fianchetto. E5 should be possible, but then just d5. It's a bit strange, all this. Okay, let's put the knight on c6, like continuing with the development. Waiting for white to go crazy, to go all in. What about knight g4? This bishop e3 is a bit strange because d4 is under pressure. I mean, if I grab that bishop, I think I seriously improve my position. Bishop e3, now giving me a chance to damage the pawn structure. Wow, it's very strange. White definitely could have played this much better than this. I should be all right here. Even more. I think it's a great result of a very dubious opening. Probably a5 deserved attention. Just preventing white from playing before. Now c5. Wow. To be completely honest, I'm just missing one move after another. So I didn't look at this move at all. The idea is obvious. White wants to play d5 and then c6. Maybe I should give white such a possibility. I will just step back to c8 with the bishop and focus on f5 play. Does it make any sense? Or should I just capture on c5 with the d-pawn? D takes, queen simply goes to c8, let's say. I don't know. Have no idea. Let's take. Well, yeah. My bishop on g7 is quite bad now. But it has h6 square a bit later. It may be a good square just to attack e3. Is it anything? I'm not sure. I think I have to take. Very strange position. Both sides have some weaknesses, and it's not clear to me which pieces are better. Knights or bishops? Hard to say. Okay, let's go active. Although I understand it's risky. But I want to change the pawn structure. It's something really irritating for now. I don't quite understand it. Maybe e5 was too much. Maybe I should have played e6, knight e7, and then to see what is better. e5 or c5, or maybe even something else. Maybe just waiting. Don't know. f4 now goes to g5. Knight g5 is probably the main threat right now. God, I don't understand this position. Just somehow cannot take into account all the details here. Okay, let's put the queen here. Okay, c7 is under attack. Understood. So let's protect it. e4 is under some pressure now. Maybe it's not very important detail, but one has to take that into account. Wow. So now position is getting more and more dynamic. It's good since I have bishops. So let's don't lose the momentum and memento as well. All right, 95 tempo move. Now what? Queen c6 or queen e6? What is the best move? Let's play queen e6. Just attacking the knight. Forcing it to c3 or b4. Maybe then I will just capture it. I mean queen on a2. Which is hanging. Okay, knight here. Don't know. Let's put the rook here. Let's jump there. Should be at least annoying for white, I think. I have a lot of tricks with my bishops. And now I just take this. Now it should be winning. Just extra minor piece, right? No compensation, nothing, absolutely. The only thing is, of course, my time, but again, if I lose this on time, it will be not very bad anyway, because I managed somehow to outplay my opponent. That was the main task. Although, yeah, I understand that at some point my position looked not very attractive, but long term, I had bishops anyway. I don't think that b4 was the best try. At least after bc5, I would have tried something like b5 maybe, just leaving me with this weakness on c5, and then something like knight a4, knight c5 could have been very annoying for black. So the pawn structure is getting better. Okay. After bc5, white somehow doesn't have this quick play on the queen side anymore, so most important files are closed. That's the first thing. But of course, yeah, I could have played this much better. I made several not very accurate moves. To start with here, I should have played, I think, just e6 for now. Then improve my knight, because knight on c6 is bad. Maybe knight e7. And then to c, maybe c5, maybe f5, maybe something else. Maybe just gradually improving the position. Yeah, having not so much space, but no weaknesses at the same time. And playing these aggressive moves only at the right moment, because e5 immediately actually gave white some concrete play. At least here I must have played a5, but then again this c5 could have been possible. Probably I should have tried this. Takes, takes there, and yeah, this is much clearer position, because my bishop is already active, e4 is isolated, and yeah, position is getting more and more open, which means my bishops are getting more and more dangerous. At least I want to believe. Excuse me. So, by the way, knight d4 is a possibility here. Knight takes, bishop takes check, then takes on c5, although it's risky, I know. But simple queen somewhere, I don't know. e8 maybe immediately. Not going to c8, there is nothing to do on c8. As far as I understand. Yeah, this looks interesting. So queen e7 is also a possibility, attacking c5. Okay, and white definitely must have played h3 if he wanted to put the bishop on e3. So this bishop e3 was definitely a blunder. Was definitely a move that actually made white's position quite dubious. Because without the dark squared bishop, obviously, white is suffering. So dark squares are not sufficiently protected, and I can use it. Yeah, so h3 was just okay. And white still has nearly perfect position. Thank you. Let's go further. The clasher is the next. Accept. e4. Let's play something different if compared to what I do usually. All right, so knight to f3 or d3 or what? Let's play d3. Because I'm not sure that knight f3 immediately is completely safe because of black's d7, d5. So I want to have e4 protected before I move my knight somewhere. I'm curious if I can play bishop g5 and after h6 just h4. Is it a possibility? Or is it just stupid? Oh, let's try it. I mean, who cares? Bishop f2, king f2, knight e4, knight e4. Typical stuff. Bishop is protected. g4 square is under control. It should be playable, I suppose. By the way, after h6, I can basically use this h6 move a bit later, right? So I can just go away with the bishop and then just castle on and see what's that. Maybe even something like this. I mean, this h6 may be a hook for me for future so-called attack. Even if my knight lands on f5 at some point, the fact that black played h6 will make g7, g6 idea much harder to implement. Yeah, I know, not very convincing. Just wanted to try. I'm just experimenting here. I think for both of us, it's somewhat like, you know, terra incognita. Queen d2 is nothing specific. Just a preparation of this move. Now, how to attack? Obviously, h3, g4. Something that comes to mind almost immediately here when you see this h6. Maybe not enough anyway to create a dangerous threat or something. For sure, I will have to complete my development to put my knight on e2, let's say, then to play g4, knight g3, knight f5, like that. Maybe knight e2 followed by d4, but it's not very consistent. Now black is ready to play d5. Maybe f4? It's also something very strange. Okay, let's play knight e2. Black is better. Black is just better, I think. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think it's time to equalize. Interesting position, after all. So, interesting pressure in the center. Many moves, many captures are possible. So let's see what's going on here. I'm attacking the bishop. It's, by the way, the first move in the game for white when he attacks something. All previous moves were attacking nothing. Well, except for the bishop, which was hanging for one move on c5, but yeah. In fact, it's the first active move for white here. Okay, this gives me a bishop, which is nice. Let's take it. Let's take the bishop. Now knight c4 is the threat, so should I just start with bishop takes b6 here? And then ed5 should give me some sort of extra material. Okay. Nice line. If ed5, knight e5, rook takes a2, there is knight f6 check, followed by bishop d5 or queen d5, and then takes on a2. So that should be bad for black now. All right, this is just extra material. Now we have to understand what to do. To take on f6 means queen f6, a3, knight c4. A bit unclear. Still just queen d4, I suppose. I should be winning. Going back to c3 is also a move, but I prefer this. Slight simplification. Maybe I'm missing something like rook takes a2, but oh sorry, rook takes a3 when I play a3, but I don't really believe in that. Okay, let's just play this then. And this should be solid enough. Tempo move, rook d4. Yeah, just extra pawn now. No compensation. Yeah. What to say? Interesting game. Interesting game, and d4 appeared something that solved my problems. By the way, if d takes e4, I thought I could play d5. Looks like black has problems. Sort of, right? If bishop e3, then f e3. So d4 was definitely no good. Maybe black could have tried this knight d4 here in this position, just preventing me from playing d4. And I don't think taking on d4 now is a good idea for me because, yeah, I don't have a good square for my knight to go away. That was an interesting idea. Also, another interesting idea was suggested by Kramnik student on chat. So bishop a5 at some point, preparing b5, maybe here. Yeah, which is also quite good. Just b5, b4 then. Interesting. Okay, who's next? Sebi is next. Let's play. What's going on? Why am I playing with white? Did I play at least one game with black? Yeah, against Olaf. Some more? Don't think so. Let's go. Again, nothing specific, but at least some pressure. Slight pressure. Trying to open up this diagonal for my bishop eventually. What if I just play knight e4? And then e4. Does it make sense? So at least d5 is hanging, right? Oh, it looks like a hanging pawn. Maybe it's okay for black completely. I do believe it's not the right way to play it with white, but again, just experimenting. If I were black in this situation, I would have played some like castling, like saying, show me. Show me what's there. e5. Well, that's interesting. It's a double-edged thing. So knight goes to f5. Now I take on f5. Pay attention that this long diagonal is no longer that closed. d5 is under direct pressure. I mean, pair of bishops may be very important here. And light square bishop that has no counterpart anymore may be important as well. Now diagonal is completely open. And my bishop is great on it. How to use it, that's a big question. So the next move is obvious, I think. Knight e4 should be played. b7 is protected. Okay. What to do next? Maybe just knight to d2 now. Tricky, sneaky. Go into c4. I don't want to give black easy play based on knight takes c4 and then knight f6. I want to just see where the second knight is going. Because I'm not sure there is a good square for it. And this one on f6 may become a target after my g4, g5. And this may be played quite quickly. Let's see. So first of all, I think it's a good idea just to complete a development. So rook a to c8, alright, rook to c1. Looks very natural. And after this move, I wanted just to land on c6. Is it a bad idea? So, I mean, after knight c6, I will attack the bishop, and I will still control a5. So bishop a5 will be great after that. Now let's do it. bishop is under attack. Bishop a5 is the next move. Maybe it's nothing special still. So bishop a5, queen a6, right? Doesn't feel like I achieve anything serious after that. Maybe it's exactly the moment just to play g4, g5. Is there a big problem with my knight on c6? No, I don't think so. At very least, I always have this knight a5. I have b4 if knight goes to c5 or something like that. So let's try g4. I think it's time to go slightly aggressive on the other side of the board. Grab some space. Okay, now d3 is hanging my only problem. If rook c6, bishop c6, I mean queen c6, b4, right? Right. e4 may be a bit annoying. That's true. Position is not so simple as I expected. Maybe then knight b4, knight d5. That is very logical. Since I played g4, g5, like getting rid of that knight, controlling d5 square, it's very cool just to put the knight on d5 now, right? Right. Yeah. Boom. Queen a7. Okay. Position is definitely improved, right? After these maneuvers. So, where to put my queen? Don't want to have it passive, so let's go to f3. Wanted to play queen e2, but I think f3 is a better square than to h3. And then at some point just a checkmate or something. Maybe I'm too optimistic. Let's go g6. H takes. Okay. F takes. Checkmate is coming. Checkmate is coming. Yeah. It's a checkmate. Okay. Kramnik student asked, gonna sack on h6? Sure. Wanted to sack on h6 in case of black's h6 move. Shelin says, instead of knight c5, e4 deserved attention. Let's have a look at that moment. Let's have a look at that moment. Here. Oh, yeah. Missed that move. Missed that move. Yes, correct. Yes, correct. e4 was possible. So takes on e4. Rook takes c6. Rook takes c6. Takes e5. What is this? That's a great question. It's knight e5. I just take on d6. Maybe it's nothing special for white. Yeah, black is definitely in the game. I don't think black is better here, but it's definitely much better than the game. So, yeah, most likely I missed that move. Maybe I should have played something else entirely. Maybe a4 here, just prevented b5. But this also weakens a lot, right? Nah, who knows? I hope I didn't miss something simple here. I don't see any better move than knight a5 anyway. That was more or less fine. Knight c6 also looked very natural. Bishop d6, yeah, here I missed that. e4. Yes, correct. Good point. Good point. Ceramic student. Accept. Have not played for ages. And again, white pieces. Come on. I'm a bit tired of it. Let's repeat. This time, though, with slightly different pieces placement. Or maybe just this. However, I believe ceramic student is well prepared here. And I'm not, obviously. Okay. This is very typical idea. Probably not well prepared. But at some point, for sure, it's something that is played when white has this weakened queen side. In this particular case, I'm not sure it was very good. But I still have to solve very concrete problems. D takes c5, knight e5. Don't like it. My queen on b2 is not protected. But I can castle on there. Look at this. This is probably risky. But it's definitely fast and maybe not that bad after all. For now, at least, everything looks protected, right? Black is also playing quite aggressive chess. I wish I had more experience in this position. So 92, passive. F3 is a possibility, but this weakens E3, and bishop just goes away. Then E3 will be hanging. Have no idea. Let's try it. Oh, this is super overestimating of own chances. That was stupid. I mean, this F3. I don't know. Queen e3, king b1, bishop e6. Bishop e6 is the move I missed. Then cd5. If knight e5, knight e5, I grab g7. That's something. Okay. And if cd5, then bishop b5. Check. Maybe slightly annoying for black, but can be also just nothing. Oh, shit. Yeah, I should have played just, you know, rook somewhere. But, okay. Black decided not to take these risks. And that's cool. Okay. What's going on? Here is this ending. Who's better? No idea, absolutely. There are different factors that may be or may be not important here. I'm slightly better developed, but it doesn't really mean anything, I guess. Can I just play aggressively here? E4, then F4. Does it make sense or not? Not sure. What if just e5 right now? And rook to e1. And rook to e5. So now my bishop is no longer that bad. No longer that passive. I like my bishop now. Okay, let's bring the king closer. Is it really good? So what about bishop c4 now? Bishop c4, black cannot take. So rook d8 is probably a move. Then I take on d5 and cd5 is forced. And I put my king on d4. This looks amazing. Probably rook d7 was a blunder. Sure, I had, you know, a slightly better position. But was probably still absolutely playable. Maybe this is still absolutely playable, but feels like I have an advantage here because of my king on d4. Okay, let's put my rook on d2, protecting everything. On the second rank, b3 covers c4, and black is very passive. Having this rook here in the d file. It's a very awful position. Very annoying one, I mean. Very awful. That sounds stupid. I'm not in a rush here, so I can improve my position gradually. Why not rook to c1 instead of d2? Yeah, that was also good. I just didn't think that the C file means anything in general. I like how my rooks are coordinated here. Maybe you're right, maybe that was better. I'm not sure. Okay, let's fix the pawn on h7. Come on, I have no time. I have to play much faster now. I have to play much faster now. Somehow forgot about the time. This happens. Some threats to the king. Here is the one. Rook f6, king. Oh, there is nothing. There is nothing, absolutely. So let's play this. Probably. I mean, g6, king h6, right? And this is just a rook. This is just a rook on d7. All right. More or less everything was clear after bishop c4. The rook d7 was a blunder. Rook d7 was a blunder, so that was still okay, I believe. So here something like rook e8 was absolutely okay. Don't know which one, though. Okay, even rook d8 was alright. After king c3, rook d7 was a mistake. Rook d7 was a mistake. After that, white has just a big advantage. Instead, I would have played probably something like h6. Freeing the king, then king f7 is possible, and so forth. I don't believe white has a big advantage here. Maybe just a slightly better position because of more active pieces. But again, I'm not a big expert. You shouldn't actually believe each and every word of mine. I believe f3 was a mistake. I don't think after f3 I had sufficient compensation after this. Simple capture, king to b1, bishop to e6. So here I wanted to take. If knight takes, I just take and g7 drops. So cd5 was a move. Or after I consider that something like bishop b5 check may be annoying, but I'm not so sure. I'm not sure that black is, for example, worse after simple king f8, just going away. Yeah, I have this check, but king goes to g8. Again, the knight is hanging. Black is controlling the center. I don't see a follow-up. Rook to d3, okay, just queen b6, so what? Nothing. Maybe instead of bishop b5, I have to play rook to e1. But again, it looks absolutely unclear to me. Let's check queen b6. Yeah, I do have some compensation for sure. Even if I just play knight b5, knight d4, I'll be not that worse. But pawn is a pawn, after all. So I think it deserved attention for sure, just to grab that pawn. Okay. So Onam. So Kremnik student says, I was so underdeveloped. In fact, you were just one move before castling. And I didn't have so many attacking resources, I think. You may play queen a3 before bishop b5. That's right. That's correct. But then black can play what? Oh yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe queen a3 was a move. Yeah, that's correct. That's interesting for sure. And then bishop b5 starts looking really annoying. But I think after queen a3 there is castling long, since a7 is protected. Castling long is possible, yeah. Again, not clear. Knight b5, attacking a6, a7. Also created a sort of knight d6 check, but then just king to b8. c3 was not hanging because of bishop on d3. Okay, let's come back to the game. Knight f3 was played, c5. Interesting game. Yeah, queen a3, castling long, knight to b5, king to b8, rook to e1, queen to b6. I have no idea. Have no idea. Benoni. Can I play this bishop a6, by the way? Knight e6, queen d6. Yeah, bishop f4 is not a move there, so I can't do it. Bishop is protected. Now exchange bishops. What do we have here? We have like 3 minor pieces on the board, which means I have enough space. And not suffering anymore. Okay, I can take on d5 now. I just can take on d5. To know how it's better. Not after d5 probably. Yeah, this is better because it prevents bishop g5. Feels like I'm better developed and just enjoying extra material. Am I missing something? There's also bishop d4 check. There's also bishop d4 right now. Why not? Oh, brave. This is brave. Just curious if I should play queen h4 now, attacking that bishop. Or is it just pseudo-active move? What about b5? b5 takes, rook takes, queen takes. Knight takes d6, queen a1 check, king f2. Then what? Then nothing. Nothing specific. Knight on d5 is always hanging. Is there a better square for it? What if knight b4, queen d2, knight c6, just protecting everything? And I have no time. I have to play faster. I just have no time. So again, I just forgot about time. That's so annoying, right? When you have a good position, you just forget about the time. You lose on time. Shit. Position should be good anyway, but once again, my main concern is that I will be just flagged. But we have some increment, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we have some increment here. So this is good. So I have some microseconds to make decisions. 3 plus 2. Okay, thank you for information. 3 plus 2 is, yeah, manageable stuff. Manageable. Bishop there. f6. Because why not? Tempo move after all. Now it's time to play this b5 because this knight should be somehow kicked away. And I won on time. That's fantastic. Didn't expect that. All right. So white missed knight takes d5. And in general, I would say that whenever black is managing somehow to get rid of one minor piece here, well, Benoni becomes just a pleasure to play. Yeah, very clear plan. I'm somehow better developed. Even if I'm not in a rush and doing everything slowly, preparing everything gradually, I can play rook b8, queen d7, and b5 at some point. I mean, if white doesn't actually blunder the pawn, then yeah, I'll just play b5 at some point, and I will be happy with my position. Okay, so thank you guys for being with me. Yeah, actually watching not very exciting games, but I still believe somehow they were not so bad this time, and you've probably learned something new. Main event is coming, so most likely some of my shows during this time will be rescheduled or maybe simply skipped. They're not so important then, you know what. So just yeah, follow the information on the main page of Chess24. You will be notified if one of my shows is actually scheduled for a normal time or maybe rescheduled or something like that. Anyway, yeah. Waiting for, you know, great fight. Waiting for a great fight. I'm rooting for Fabiano because I think it's time for somebody actually to, you know, move Carlsen from his place. And maybe this, if Fabiano wins, for example, maybe this will change the style of chess a bit, because Carlsen will be definitely eager to get back, and maybe this will force him to play, you know, sharper. And if Carlsen plays sharper, then everybody plays sharper, and it will end up with, you know, more interesting, more exciting chess. Don't know, it's just my stupid opinion. Yeah, but anyway, I don't quite believe that Caruana wins this match, so we'll see. Wish you all the best, guys, and hopefully see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.